Hi there and welcome to Applications 1.1, and this is actually the final unit of the course. So once we've learnt all this, you've learned all the material that's in National 5, and then it's just a case of moving on to revision. So let's have a look at Applications 1.1 and what it's all about. So Applications looks at the following topics: the area of a triangle, the sine rule, the cosine rule, and bearings. Okay? So today's topic is going to be the area of a triangle. So here's a quote to get us started. I've decided to get into shape, and the shape I've selected is a triangle. Hopefully you'll find that somewhat relatable in lockdown, and that's Howie Mandel. So thinking about area of a triangle, you already know this formula. Area equals half base times height. Okay, so you've probably used this formula quite a lot in the past. We're going to learn a slightly different formula, and it looks like this. The area of a triangle is a half times AB sine C. So A is just one of the sides of a triangle, B is another side of a triangle, and C, this capital letter C here, is the angle between those two sides. So if you've got a triangle A, B, and C with these three sides, what you need to know is you need to know one of the sides, the other side, and you need to know the angle that goes between them. If you know those three things, you can find its area using this formula rather than the previous one. Okay, and this is the formula that you'll be needing to use as part of this unit. You're given the formula in the test. To use it, you must have two sides of the triangle and you must have the angle that's between them. So we're just going to crack straight on with an example. So let's remember our formula. Our area equals a half times A times B times sine C. So let's just label the sides. We'll call this side A, we'll call this side B, and we'll call this angle C the angle that's between them. And we know it's between them because we can see that the two lines meet here. And it's just now a case of substituting. It's just a case of, do you know how to use a calculator? So half times A, so half times 6 times 7 times sine 45.9. And again, all I've done there is substitute those values. We're going to use a calculator for this because we're using the sine function on our calculator. And if you type that in, what you'll get on your calculator screen is this. And do try this example along with me to check that you're getting this right answer. If you get this on your calculator, it means you've typed this in correctly. Okay, you've typed it correctly into your calculator. The question says 1 decimal place, so we'll do that. We'll round this to 1 decimal place. So the 8 tells you to round up, so it's going to be 15.1. In terms of units, if this was centimeters, our answer would be centimeters squared, because we're finding the area, and area is always measured in unit squared. Okay, so we can check we've got that correct. The next one, area of DEF. Don't be put off by this notation, by the way. When it says find the area of DEF, it means we've got this point here, D, this point here, E, and this point here, F. And the 3 points have been connected together to make a shape. In this case, there's 3 points, so it would be a three-sided shape, a triangle. Give your answer to 1 decimal place. So we're going to label the sides now, A, B, and label the angle C. And it's important that we remember what we want is two sides and the angle between them. So we want this angle to be C. So we might label this side small c. And we want the sides in that, the angle that is in between the two sides. So what we want is this side and this side. So notice now, we're not going to use this 8 at all. We don't need that 8. We only need two sides and the angle between them. So in a test, what they'll do is they'll give you all three sides and expect you to know which one to use and which one to not use. And again, that rule's fairly simple. Two sides and the angle between them. So look at your angle and look at the two adjacent sides. The two sides are next to it. Again, once you've done that, that's the hard bit, by the way. This bit now is just really easy. You're just typing this into a calculator. You've written this out. You've got your marks for the process here. And then you're just going to type it into your calculator. Okay, so I've typed that into my calculator. It's given me 12.58273214. And then what we'll do is we'll round that as it asks us to one decimal place. Again, this particular question's not given us any units, but if we imagine that it was meters, we'd be given our answer in meters squared. Okay, and again, we can see that we've got the answer correct. Okay, so that's all the examples from me. What I want you to do now is to have a go at these three questions that you can see on your screen and see if you can get them right. Okay, so I hope you've paused the video and had a work through there. If you've not, last chance to pause and work through because I'm not going to show you the answers now. Right, okay, so the answers to those questions were as follows, and hopefully you got those correct. Okay, I will see you next time for the next video. Goodbye.